I joined the Panthers when I was 15 years old, and what attracted me was the Panthers' kind of place in the Black liberation movement. They had so much personality, so much swagger, so much badness about them in terms of not taking any crap from the system. And it was Dr. King's assassination that really triggered my journey into the Black liberation movement. The night that he got assassinated, my heart broke and anger really built up in me that white America could do this to a man like Dr. King. And so I decided that I wanted to be a Black militant. I was a member of the Harlem branch of the Black Panther Party, and Harlem had always been known as the black capital of the world. And it also, in the 1960s, was the black capital of oppression. The first assignment that I had was working in the Panther food program, where we cooked breakfast for kids, where we gave out food in the evening for families who couldn't afford groceries or didn't have enough groceries. The Panther office really became like a crisis center for the community. It became the place, rather than the emergency room or the fire department or the police station, where people came with their problems, where people came for food, for shelter, when there was a fight on the corner. But make no mistake about it, the Panthers talked about revolution, and then one day it would be armed struggle, because the system would just simply try to put the movement down. And the Black Panther Party started with Huey Newton and Bobby Seale carrying guns legally in California and law books and patrolling the streets of the community. There was a certain inevitability to Panthers, and we all felt it, that for what we were doing, that we would probably, not possibly, probably wind up going to prison or getting killed. I mean, keep in mind that the FBI targeted the Panthers as the greatest threat to the internal security of America. I became even more active in the Panther Party. I was a national spokesperson for the Panthers. I was 17 years old, and that put me even more in the sights of the FBI and the government. And I wound up, after a few years, going to prison with a federal sentence. And so when I got to prison, though, the Panther Party had been decimated. There was this great sense for me that we had failed. And I realized that I could still fight for social change, but that the weapons weren't going to be, as when the Panthers started, shotguns and law books. So I came up with a pretty positive attitude about what I wanted to do in terms of working in theater and film and with young people. Young black and brown boys graduate from high school, have a 1 in 4 chance of going to college. But black and brown boys in our community are guaranteed to have a 1 in 3 chance to go to prison. This is what we're up against, and this is why we're trying to create these youth armies. I said, I've got to start something in Harlem. So I started this little program called Impact. I thought, what if I brought everything that I've learned, the discipline of the Panthers, the freedom of the creative arts, the expression of, self-discovery that I discovered in prison, together to try to share with these kids.
Power! Power! Power to the people!
But it was my young people in Impact and my own kids who said, you should write a book. Not so much because it's the Jamal Joseph story, but because in some way it really captures what was going on in Harlem at that time, in the country at that time, for young people at that time, and in some way connects with that spirit, that renewed spirit that we're seeing here in the States, but also around the world with the Occupy movements and with the Arab Spring, and with young people rising up to make the difference. Youth have always made a difference. It's always been the source of progressive change. As we said in the Panthers, youth make the revolution. And that was true in 1968 when I joined the Panthers, and it's true today.